So today we're going to play Monster of the Week. After last week, we did a quick intro session where we kind of came up with an idea for a world, or rather, I pretty much just forced a world on you all now that I'm thinking back on it.
True.
But we rolled up some characters. I'm going to leave it up to you guys if we want to just start, or if we want to go around the table and just introduce our characters. How do you guys want to proceed?
We don't really have a specific order, so you should maybe pick an order for us.
Okay, so you want to introduce your characters?
It's not a bad idea, I reckon.
Okay, cool. Let's just start from the top. Com, do you want to start?
Oh, sure. My character is Tomas Mulrooney O'Shaughnessy, who is also known as Tatters. And he belongs to the ancient Irish fairy races of the Aishee, and he is in particular the variety known as a puka. And
Okay.
pukas are shapeshifters. He can shift into animal shapes. His preferred ones are a horse, dog, a cat, an eagle, and a goat. And he can also assume the form of a human man or woman, which he chooses to do while in the company of the party. But the human form's never complete, so it's always showing some animal trait. And in Tatter's case, it's the eyes and ears and tail of a goat. And he's a tall, pale man, and he dresses in rather shabby early 20th century tan tweed herringbone three-piece suits. And then he also wears a kind of red and black flannel trapper hat to cover his goat ears, and little wire rim flip-up dark spectacles to cover the fact that he has the eyes of a goat. And the hat and the glasses are permanent fixtures. He basically never takes them off. And then he's I don't know if I need to go into too much depth. That's probably about as much depth as I'm going to go into. He let me see. He ran into Rob's character, Mac, several years ago. When he stumbled across him badly injured by a Navajo skinwalker. And he was, at that point, I was in my dog form. And Mac named me Tatters, and I've kind of liked the name of Tatters, and so I've kept that. That's all I'm going to say about me for now. Oh, okay. And I should say I've basically I work as a associate professor at the local university where I teach, in quotes, a class in history. Although I have just mesmerized the dean of students, and I don't actually do anything.
Okay, Jenny, would you like to go next?
Yes. So I am Holstan Hartley, known simply and notoriously as Hart. Former assassin, well known globally for my skill in taking people out as an assassin for hire. Kind of about 5'7", very slender, unassuming build. Sort of short and slight. Hair slicked back, kind of androgynous looking. Like a shorter Agent Smith from The Matrix. Tailored suit, the whole bit. Pretending to be an insurance salesman, as I am in Towson on the run from a police detective, Dylan Rigby, who has made it a personal goal to put me away. And I also betrayed an old partner with mob connections. His name was Giovanni the Nose Patrici, and it was in the middle of a job, so he and his gang are likely after me. I am packing a lot of heat. I like guns. And let's see. Oh, I've got a magic artifact. I stole a grimoire from a vampire who was the target of the job. Didn't know about vampires until that happened. And then due to a series of events after that, during and after that, I now have given up the crooked life and become a full-time monster hunter while I'm hiding out and trying not to get killed in retribution. Do you need to know my history with anybody? I mean, Column only did one.
Nope. I kind of figure just quick little descriptions of our characters. Whatever you think is important enough.
Okay. Well, the last thing I guess I should mention is that I do have a reputation, obviously. So people fear my name.
Okay.
I can walk through walls,
There's that too.
but her fear
Rob.
is admirable.
Rob,
yeah.
Tell us about Mac.
So Mac Hurley, he's the flake character type. He was, he kind of drifted from place to place, doing odd jobs, installing swimming pools, doing work on a ranch at a pivotal moment, that kind of thing. But everywhere he went, he kept stumbling into weird stuff. Seeing signs of supernatural things, and so putting together patterns that the locals didn't see. And he figures either he's got some kind of special ability to summon this stuff, or a curse, or something like that. So he's moved on from place to place, and has started to seek out this kind of thing, which is what led him and Tatters to town. He's a scruffy dressed, nondescript looking guy. People wouldn't look twice at him if he was doing whatever odd job by the side of the road, or in somebody's yard, or in a lumber yard or something. Often hat, stocking cap of some type. And once upon a time he thought he could just mind his own business. But it didn't ever panned out. He's seen some shit.
Man.
Okay, Cam, would you like to introduce us to Joan?
That's Agent Dr. Joan McLean, Hot Cop MD. So I have a question for Mac. Is
Yes.
your name Mac McLean?
Siblings. Mine has been Mac Hurley,
Hurley.
from the start,
Oh.
but
We could do that, or I just think Mac McLean is hilarious.
Yeah.
We can figure that out in a minute. It's not a big deal.
Okay, that's cool.
But
we are
Joan
siblings. I
McLean
forgot about that.
is
That's important to remember.
Yes, we are. Yeah. Is a U.S. Forest Service officer who works in the, and I'm making air quotes here, invasive species department. And she's kind of the straight-laced, no-nonsense cop detective type. What's cool about her? She's got a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
And a big knife. Yeah, but because it's topical, she's been dealing with some budget cuts and hostile superiors.
Okay, so that's Joan, and then Damien, would you like to tell us about Jeremy?
Jeremy Burke, who is an extra-dimensional being, qualifying for the divine character type in this game. He has very perceptive eyes, perfect suit, looks very young. He can teleport to any place he's ever been to, or to a person who he knows well, or a location he knows well. He can store things in a little extra-dimensional dimension. He can lay on hands and heal people, and he carries a flaming sword. The main reason he's here in Towson, Ohio, is because Mac has a crucial role in events to come, and I have to prepare Mac for that role, and I also must protect Mac at any cost.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Wow, so Mac can literally do anything he wants.
Yeah, I guess that's a question.
Just throw yourself into peril.
Well, no, I don't necessarily believe any of what he just said. It should be
right.
So.
Let's start then.
Yes.
It's about, I would say 6 p.m. A little bit.
It's about Tuesday.
Sure.
Got it.
Yeah. So it's about 6 p.m. on an October night in Towson, Ohio. The hills and trees are are swaying slightly with the coming evening's breeze. Some of the leaves are just starting to turn. It's still a little early, so it hasn't completely flipped over yet. But we find ourselves on Towson University's campus, specifically within the building that houses the history department, which the history department consisting of about 3 different rooms. And we pull into the office of one of the history professors, Dr. Eric Livingstrom. Dr. Livingstrom's office is has a lot of cases on the walls of different Native American artifacts, indigenous people art, and things like that hanging on the walls around, along with travel posters for Egypt and Cairo. It seems as if Dr. Livingston's brain lives in 2 different places. The past of now, the ancient world of the indigenous peoples to this area, and ancient Egypt. Tatters, you know this office because you've stopped in every now and again because you need to work with Dr. Livingstone since you work in the same department. And what you know about Livingstone is that he's a boisterous, lifeful man. He has a little bit of an obsession with Egypt because from what you've heard through rumor with some of the other faculty members, he was on the track to become an Egyptologist, but he had a major failure and ended up here instead, digging up arrowheads and riverbeds. So you come to his office door tonight because he's asked you over to look over something with him, and you're standing there at the door.
Am I on a first name basis with him?
I think I'll leave that up to you. I think that Dr. Livingstone probably made it a point to call you Tomas. He's like...
It's Tomas. I'm not
Tomas.
Polish.
All right, there. Tomas? Did I get the pronunciation right? Tomas?
Tomas.
Tomas.
Thomas. Thomas. Say Thomas.
This is why I have you people call me Tatters.
Sweet Jesus. Anyway, well, he doesn't call you Tatters.
Shadooby. Tatters.
Tatters.
All right. Well, I rap quietly on the frame of the door.
There's no answer. And you do recall he did say specifically 6 o'clock at his office.
Okay, I knock slightly louder this time on the door itself.
There is no response.
And am I standing in a hallway, a corridor?
Yeah.
I assume at 6 p.m. there's pretty much nobody around, is there?
Yeah, there's really not. The only other person in the history department between you, besides you and Dr. Livingstone, is... Where is she? There she is, Morgan, who is kind of your administrative assistant for the both of you. She's already cleared off for the evening. It's pretty much just you and this door on this floor.
Okay. I just quietly open the door.
Okay. Inside. Inside is Dr. Livingstone's office, and you can see that he has a couple of posters that were recently made on a side table that is talking about the hot new thing that's coming next week is actually in a very real actual Egyptian mummy. And that's going to be, he's going to give a short presentation on it. And he's been talking about this for months. So excited about it.
And this mummy is coming to Towson College.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty big deal that he was able to pull these strings and get this to work out. In the far corner, right in front of some windows, is Dr. Livingstone's desk, and as you've probably gathered by now, Dr. Livingstone's body is slumped over the desk,
What?
very
What?
obviously dead.
Well, no, I wasn't expecting that.
Come on.
Oh wow!
What do you
Really?
mean? What do you mean? Very obviously, no. I wasn't expecting that. I assumed he was late.
Well, he is late.
Okay, I closed the door behind me,
Okay.
and let me see. Oh,
Morgan did it. We can go home.
Find out the cause of death.
yeah. I guess I'm gonna investigate a mystery here,
Okay. Yeah,
and I'm not too good for this, really, but I'm
If I
gonna
may.
see. I'm here on my own, so I'm gonna try.
okay. I'm gonna give you a couple of things just for free.
Sure.
It looks like you can see that there are Tatters has been around violence for a lot of
Yes.
life, right?
Yes.
That'd be a fair assumption.
Two world wars for a start.
For a start, yeah. So I think Tatters would recognize the face of a man who has been choked to death. And that's just immediately what you get is that however he died, it was of strangulation, and it was from some kind of pressure put onto his windpipe. Now, if you would still like to investigate a mystery, go ahead and make that roll. Where's my moves? There's my moves. Okay. Yep. Roll plus sharp.
So that's roll 2d6, is it? This is a 2d6?
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry.
And my sharp is -1. So will that work? Yes.
Ooh.
7.
So you got a 7.
It's not too bad.
Yeah. On a 7, you hold 1. And you can spend 1 hold to ask me one of the following questions. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What is it going to do? What is being concealed here?
I'm very, very interested in what is being concealed here.
Okay, yeah. So I think that Tatters, it sounds like Tatters sort of immediately started off by kind of looking around to see if he could find anything in maybe the desk.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the desk is mainly the surface of the desk. Do I see anything of interest there?
So you find actually that it appears that Dr. Livingstone was writing something in a journal in front of him, and you scan through the document very quickly, and you quickly and reading through this is a little disorienting because, as I mentioned, Dr. Livingstone was a very positive, gregarious, outgoing, caring man. But this book appears to be full of just cryptic paranoia and fears of things out to get him. Everything is very vague, just very, very paranoid, very frightened, feeling as if he's being watched all the time. In this little book of secrets.
Okay, I'm gonna take that book.
Okay.
I'm gonna take that. Do I know Joan at this point?
Yes, you do.
I'm
you're
thinking
a CI
maybe,
of mine.
I'm thinking maybe she may be able to interpret something from this book. I'd like to look it over myself too, because I've read a few books over the last couple of thousand years.
Okay.
And
So
it is written in English. It is written in his own hand. And
from what you know of the man's handwriting, yes, it looks like his handwriting in English.
okay. I would like to. Would it be possible for me to shift?
Shift?
Yes,
Oh.
I would like to shift. I would like to shift into a dog.
Okay, you are a dog.
Okay, and I want to have a good sniff around here. I want to have a good sniff around the body and the floor around the desk.
Okay.
And I'm looking for anything just unusual. Any smell that's out of place. Anything on the floor. Any kind of disturbance on the floor. Any material on the floor. So what does my doggy power do? I've got it written down.
So you've got
He gives me a +1 on investigate. So
right. So
that's I don't know.
So-
Can I do another investigate?
So in this case, I would say no.
Okay, that's fine.
My reasoning for that is that you've already investigated this area.
Yeah,
specifically,
that's fine.
Like,
Okay.
but what I will give you, since you've used these other senses, and we patently have it on paper that when you are a dog, you have dog smell, or a dog sense of smell.
Mm-hmm.
So
And dog smell.
you are able to determine that actually you're able to get a scent that seems out of place. It smells a little fetid, a little rotten. Besides the usual corpse smell that's now starting to kind of fill the air, but you now have this other smell that you can identify later if you need to.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That sounds good.
Okay, so it sounds like you were next going to try to reach out to Joan, correct?
No, I don't need to. I don't need to immediately. This is me in my dog form.
I love it. Oh, that makes me so happy.
It's supposed to be black.
He's so fluffy.
Yeah, he's black. He's covered in the dusty. It's dust from the books in the university. Okay. What to do here now? My immediate instinct would be to contact Mac, because he is he's my most trusted human companion. But I do think Joan would be the most valuable to help interpret what's going on in this book.
Why not both?
Given her professional experience.
Yeah, you got to pick one though. One or the other.
What?
Well,
Just kidding.
Right.
I was
You
like,
only
no.
get one. This is phone a friend. You only get
okay.
one.
So I whip out my cell phone and I call Joan.
Are you
And
still a
hold up your
dog?
doggy
It's
paws.
a dog. Yeah.
No, of course I'm not a dog. Dogs don't use cell phones. Jesus. This is why I hate humans. Okay. So I call Joan's place of work at the it's 6 p.m. Is Joan still at work?
Well, I would argue that you are a CI of mine, and you would have a cell number for me.
Okay, so I call you at the forestry department.
Yeah, so that either forwards to my cell phone or is my work phone. And I'll answer and I'll say, Taters, I haven't heard from you in a while.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
Hi, Jane. How are you? Listen, You know Livingstone over at the college.
Yeah, I do.
The drunky history professor.
I mean, I know of.
Well, somebody has choked the life out of him.
Somebody or
And
something.
Aw.
let's just say something smells fishy over here.
I'll say, well, I can, am I already in town on business?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll say I can be over there in 20.
Okay.
You can be over there, and you're probably about 10, 15 minutes away.
I can be over there and I'm probably about 10, 15 minutes away.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I'm just realizing I don't know why that was important for me to interrupt you on that.
No worries.
For
Yeah.
some reason, 20 minutes was like, no,
So-
that's too big.
This whole yeah.
Okay, I will, I think I was probably just in my hotel room, so I will pack up and head over.
Okay. So Joan jumps in their car. She drives over to Towson University and goes up to the history department floor. And Tatters, in that time, let's see here. No one else would have arrived. So, although, yeah, let's have this. Okay. So Tatters, while you're waiting for Joan, where are you waiting for her?
I'm gonna get out of his room and go back to I'm gonna head out to the front steps of the college. I assume it's a tiny campus, so
It's pretty small. This particular building, the history department is housed in the same building as the library. So it's a library history department combo thing. And the history department is kind of the offices, at least, are a hallway on the second floor. Oh my goodness gracious. That's a small dog. Okay, so
Alright. Well, I think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna sit on the steps out front and smoke my pipe and browse through this journal of Livingstone's while I wait for Joan to arrive here.
okay. While you're sitting with your pipe and waiting, a student that you recognize starts approaching the steps of the library. And
Okay, I put the journal away immediately.
okay. And I'm terribly sorry. What's Tatter's last name again?
It's Professor O'Shaughnessy.
O'Shaughnessy. Okay. So the student that's walking up the stairs is he's got like Tintin hair, but it's red. You know what I mean? Like kind of just like kind of almost. Am I thinking of the right guy? Tintin? You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I hate this kid already.
Yeah, he's got Tintin hair, a blue and yellow striped shirt with jeans, and this is Shepard Hendricks, who is a senior in the history department. He's a student, and he is Dr. Livingstone's aide.
Sorry, what's his first name? I didn't catch that.
Shepard.
Shepard.
Yep.
God.
People call him Shep. And he says, "Oh, hello, Professor O'Shaughnessy. How are you doing tonight?"
Hey, Shep. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. I was just gonna go up to see Dr. Livingstone.
Not so bad yourself.
Walking.
Oh, fuck. Well, this is problematic. I believe Professor Livingston's left for the evening.
Oh, and his face kind of starts looking crestfallen. Oh, but he told me that he needed help with the flyers for the oh goodness, sorry, just a quick pause. Yeah. For the Menedemos display. Menedemos being the name, yeah, the mummy that's coming to town.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Calm, it sounds like you're wanting to try to maybe tell Shep to do something other counter to what he wants to do. Can you make can you roll plus charm, please?
Oh, easy. Yeah, I'm pretty flexible in what he can do, to be honest. My charm is a +2.
Okay.
Take your pants down.
Oh my god! Don't do that to Shep.
But that's something he wants to do.
I mean, look at me. Knee deep in that water.
Wait, are you still a dog?
I'm not a good boy. I'm a bad boy. No.
Oh, that's so it essentially he will turn around and go somewhere else if you give him a reason. Like yeah, you said that he stepped out. Okay, so let's go with that. So Shep says, "Oh wow, that's a major bummer. We were gonna work on the Memedemus display. Well,
no.
Okay. I guess I'll see you around." He just turns around, walks away. So, about the time that Shep is leaving, Joan arrives, and Joan, you are on the scene.
Do I see Shep as
Yes.
I say hey Tatters, how you been?
Not good. I've had better days than this.
Who was that you were talking to?
Just some student.
Okay,
He's
well,
Livingstrom's CA. He's Livingstrom's TA.
okay. Well, let's take a look. Let's go. Go ahead.
First of all, I immediately give her the journal.
Okay.
And I say, "What do you make of this?"
I open it up and look at it, and what do I make of it?
Just a cursory glance. There's a lot of non-specific references to just, and it's a lot of paranoid scribbling about some organization watching him. It's always they're watching me. They are trying to make it so that this thing doesn't go well, yada, yada, yada. And it seems like this is a journal that's been going for at least the past year or so.
And there's nothing that I don't see anything that triggers any institutional knowledge about specific names of organizations or anything like that.
Nothing.
Okay. I'm gonna say I can't make hide or hair of it yet. But show me what we're looking at here.
All right. So I lead her up to Livingstrom's
and
apartment.
I will put the notebook in my pack unless Tatters makes a fuss about it.
No.
Okay.
Okay. So as Joan and Tatters are going up the stairs, I'm gonna cut real quick somewhere else. Mac and Jeremy, do you just as a quick start off question, do you guys check in with each other at all, or
oh yeah,
okay.
I don't know what Mac does as far as checking in with me, but I will make at least weekly checks in on him.
The way I would see it is I'd be like at a diner and I'm just like, I'm flipping through a zine and drinking coffee or whatever, and then he wouldn't like appear out of nowhere, but like I'd look up and all of a sudden he'd be there.
Yes.
Like
yeah.
for a check-in kind of thing. Is that cool?
Yeah. So let's cut to. We're cutting to the.
Jeremy has enough experience though to like not do his teleportation thing in bright daylight.
Right. No, I'm not saying you're teleporting. I'm just saying like you
unless
kind
he
of
has
come
to.
in unnoticed to me until I like look up and yeah.
I feel sure. He can move like Lucia. Lucia, who's very noticeable. Everybody notices her, but then when she decides to just show up somewhere, she does.
She just does. Yeah. So you guys are at the Greasy Spoon. Or no. It's not the Greasy Spoon. It's the Gravy Ladle. There we go.
The gravy ladle.
So Mac, you are reading through your zines, and Jeremy, you've just arrived, and let's say it's still 6 o'clock.
Okay.
All right. So I like take a sip, look up, and like turn, and you're there. I'm like, oh, hey man,
Matt.
need a coffee?
That sounds very pleasant. Yes, thank you.
What do you decaf this time of day?
Oh no, why?
I'll order him a coffee.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm actually pretty cleaned up. I was digging a septic field through most of the day, but I stopped home or whatever my home is now and took a shower before going out for some fine dining here.
I'm curious, Mac, what you have learned in the past few days. Anything of note?
I learned that there's some people, if you don't dig their septic field fast enough, they get pretty hacked off at you. Other than that, not too much. How about you?
Fascinating. Nothing of note yet. No.
It's a life lesson, I guess. So you figure out my role in the great scope of things?
No, as of yet, that remains elusive.
All right, let me know if you find anything out.
I am indeed paying attention, of course, at all times.
I figured there's something about this town, though, right?
Well, you're in this town, and that makes the town interesting.
That's sweet.
I've come up with better lines than that, man. Okay.
So there's a brief pause in the conversation, and across the street from you is one of the two bars in town. This one is called Jackalope Brewing. So at the Jackalope Brewing Company, you kind of look. Mac's really good at noticing things. So he looks over, and just for a second, you're pretty sure that you see someone just grabbed into the alleyway between the Jackalope Brewing and the the hardware store next door.
Whoa, did you see that?
Where he's looking.
I think I saw somebody get grabbed in by the bar there. Fuck.
Did they want to be grabbed?
I don't know. Let's check it out. I'm going to check it out. And I'll tell the counter person. I'll be right back.
Of course, I shall accompany you then.
Okay. I'm in and out often enough. They know I'm good for my bill.
Yeah. Would you say that Mac comes to the Gravy Ladle often?
Pretty often, I would say, yeah.
Okay, great.
This is kind of joint, man.
Yeah, Susan knows you.
Okay.
You're good for it.
Yeah, I'll leave my zine there as a sign that I'll be back.
Oh yeah, they know that you're not going to leave that there. You'll be back for it.
All right.
Okay, so Jeremy and Mac, you find yourself in the alleyway.
Is it after dark, or is it still?
It's starting to get dark. Sundown. I'm not going to worry about like whether or not sundown would happen around 6 o'clock in October in Ohio. I'm fairly sure it does. But anyway, right now it's happening. So the sun's starting to go down.
All right. But I don't need my flashlight out yet, which I have.
No, you don't need a flashlight. Not right now.
All right. So I look back in the alley where I saw the person apparently get pulled in.
Yeah. So it's not much of an alley, but can I have you investigate a mystery for me? Or actually, Rita, 1 second. Let me I might actually ask you to read a bad situation. Let me look at the two options, and you might say that I'm still learning how to play this game.
Sure.
From this side of the...
Damn it.
The rule is the same, I will say, but...
Yeah, let's go with... I would like you to read a bad situation. Roll for sharp, please.
Okay. I got a 7, so that's the middle ground success.
Okay, perfect. So hold 1, and that one can be the one that you're holding can be used to ask me one of the following questions. What's my best way in? What's my best way out?
Yeah.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's vulnerable to me? What's the best way to protect the victims?
And can I say, looking in, do I see a person or people? Or nothing off the top of my head? If they got pulled, they've been dragged through here?
Yeah, they were dragged through here.
Okay.
So you can hold on to that hold.
Yeah.
We're going to just treat this alley as a bad situation.
Okay. Well, I don't see it. Somebody got pulled in. I'll cautiously jog toward the back of it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm like between the bar and the building next door now, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you get to the back, the alleyway kind of like dog legs to the left. And Jeremy, I'm assuming that you're running with them, right?
Yeah, I'll stay right behind him.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, man.
You see a manhole cover snap back into place.
Ah, shit.
Like to your left.
Oh boy. Okay. I didn't get a look at anybody going into it though. I just saw it pull up.
Nope.
All right. I don't know if any of those hold options help at this point. I mean, obviously the best way in is the manhole cover.
Yeah, actually, I'll tell you what. Let's trade that read a bad situation for investigate a mystery.
Okay.
That those questions feel a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I'll look at see if there's tracks or anything or any blood or and go for a what happened here.
Yeah. So what happened here, by the looks of it, is that someone got grabbed, and you find a baseball cap with the Greek letters Tau, Sigma, and Nu in. Column. Give me a color.
Orange.
Any color. Orange. Jenny, give me another color.
Yellow.
Okay. You find a orange and yellow Tau Sigma Nu hat. It also looks like there was some kind of scuffle here, but based off of the kind of pieces that you're seeing here connecting the dots, you think that someone or something grabbed a member of Tau Sigma Nu off the street, knocked them out, and then dragged them down into the sewers.
Okay, Jeremy, looks like some Greek baseball player got kidnapped. Oh man! So it looks like some kid just got dragged down there. I don't know. What do you think? Should we go down after him? To Jeremy.
You think it is important? Then that's what we must do, my friend.
Ah, shit.
So he immediately leans down and tries to just rip off the manhole cover and set it aside.
Okay, cool. Let's say that you do so. You're not trying to do it sneaky or anything. You're just going for it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now I will pull out my big flashlight and shine it down in there.
Okay. You can hear some water running down there, and something that sounds like a large sack of potatoes being dragged.
All right.
You must allow me to go first. I drop in.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
I'll make my way down the ladder that I hope is there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wish I had an angel crushing on me.
All right. I'll move toward the sound, I guess.
Okay. It is pitch black except for the flashlight that you have.
Or the flaming sword that I could be carrying.
The flaming sword. Yeah, the flaming sword that's going to be like dim light in 5 feet, bright light in another 5.
It's at least as good as a torch, I would figure.
Yeah.
All right.
If not better,
yes.
because it's a whole freaking sword.
Yeah, it's a whole freaking sword.
Yeah. All right, so I'll move along, but I'm also kind of like, yes, I assume it's kind of a tight space. I'm trying to steer clear of the flaming sword.
Yeah, so you scan the area with your flashlight, and it's pretty much there's ahead of you and behind you, and that's it. Everything else is just part and parcel any sewer you've seen in movies before.
Okay.
Further down the line, it looks like there's an intersection, and there's a man about probably a college kid by the looks of it, face down, knocked out in the middle, kind of in this intersection.
Oh, go right to him and pull him up to make sure that he's not drowning.
Okay.
I'll follow.
Yeah. So Jeremy, as soon as you get close to the man, you feel a hand just collide with the back of your head. Actually, a bit of a. Oh no. Okay. So let's go with this instead. You suddenly see, like, immediately to your right is a ambulatory mummy, all wrapped up in fetid, gross bandages, and it is advancing menacingly.
I don't like that. All right.
This is around the corner, so I can't see it yet.
Can I kick its ass?
Yeah, if you'd like to just smack it with your sword, roll to kick some ass.
Yeah. It's my particular thing, so I guess it's just that plus my tough, isn't it? All right. Yep. 7.
Okay, so
it's not terrible.
There's mine. Okay, you and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. The amount of harm is based on the established dangers in the game. Usually means the harm rating of your weapon. So I'm going to say that since the mummy got the drop on you, he's going to get the first hit. That's going to be he's going to slam you with his hands, and that's going to be 3 harm.
Oof! Thank God I'm armored. That hurts though, so I still take 2 harm.
Okay. And then how much harm does your flaming sword do?
It's going to do 3 harm.
Okay.
Fire and holy.
All right. So your flaming sword snicker snacks and hits the mummy, and you can tell that it looks like fire is going to be pretty good against it. But it takes a slash and it kind of staggers backward. Mac. Mac, you hear the sounds of shuffling of like strikes and blows, and you can see Jeremy slashing out with his sword. What do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna run up to the corner, and let's see. I'll quick say, Jeremy, can you handle that thing? When I see the mummy.
I don't know yet, but we'll see.
All right. Fuck. I'm thinking I'm gonna haul this kid back out of the way. Not up through the manhole cover, but to get it out of the range of mummy and flaming sword, at least.
Okay. Act under pressure for me, would you? Roll plus cool.
It'll be minus cool, to be brutally precise. Mac can sometimes flip out when shit's going down. Case in point. The -1 killed me.
Okay.
I get to mark experience if this works like Dungeon World.
Yeah, it does. So go ahead and mark experience. That's the very first thing.
But then something bad happened.
There is going to be some badness. Where the dag? Now, my little guides don't tell me what happens on a 6 or 7. Come on, that's ridiculous. It's absurd.
Well, no, in a lot of these apocalypse worlds, like, it's total GM discretion on a fail.
I recall though that Okay, well, for now, let's just have you. You try to get him out of the way, but as you start getting closer to the to the frat kid, you can tell that he is very drunk and sort of kind of gaining consciousness again. So he actually, like, as you get closer to him, he kind of lashes out and kind of he pops you in the face.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah. So go
That's good
ahead
enough.
and I'd like you to take 1 harm. And the kind of the surprise of the hit, you are on your butt.
Okay, that's good. That sounds like a good
Okay.
6.
Jeremy, Mac has just gotten popped in the nose by this frat kid. There's a mummy in front of you. What would you like to do?
The mummy has got to be more dangerous. I'm gonna still go after the mummy.
Fair.
Okay. Roll to kick for math.
Yeah, you bet. Go on. You can do it.
2s6, 2d6.
Oh, crud. Let's try that again then.
Debug it. Yeah.
I was like, why is it doing anything? There it goes. 10.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, so on a 10 plus, that's far too big. You choose 1 extra effect from the following. You gain the advantage, you take +1 forward, or give +1 forward to another hunter. Inflict terrible harm, suffer less harm, or you force them where you want them.
Where could I potentially force this thing?
So at the moment, away is an option, just away from the kid. Let's go with there's kind of like a drop off, like a little bit further down. So you think that with enough hits like this, you might be able to maneuver the mummy over there.
I love
if
the
you
sound
wanted
of that.
to.
I like the sound of that.
Okay, so I've been playing some Sekiro lately, so posture breaking and stuff is just absolutely everything. So the mummy goes to smack you in the face. Actually, let's go with how do you hit it to move it further along?
Let's say that I slice it with the sword, and it's like
Okay.
the fire isn't so great, and then I punch it with my other. I kick it right in the chest as it's like trying to figure out what to do.
Okay, yeah. So you follow up your sword strike with a swift kick to the chest, and
That's right.
that pushes him away. But as he's kind of like teetering backwards, he he's able to like also pull your leg along with him, and you lose your balance and say conk your noggin for 3 harm. Yeah.
3? Holy shit.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
think the
taking 3 and
universe
3.
is trying to send you a signal here.
Yeah, well,
Maybe.
that's what I'm trying to arrange him. Okay, well now I am at the dying stage because I've taken 4 harm. That's a lot.
Okay. Shit. Let's get out of here, man. This thing's tough. Let's drag this kid out.
Well, it's not coming. We can't let it get to you or the kid.
Okay, Jeremy. Mac, what would you like to do next?
Okay. Well, I would like to persuade Jeremy that maybe we should flee this thing.
Okay, I love it.
Jeremy, let's get out of here.
Is it slow? Does it look like it's slow?
Like you've knocked it back out of the way, so we've got to jump on it now.
Are we faster than it? Can we all go up the ladder before it comes back? Because if not, I got to keep going after it.
I think that you're surprised at its agility, considering that it's a walking corpse.
Yep.
But it just did you 4 damage on your success.
Well, it gets its own actions.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay, actually, I'm not even going to make you roll for that. Like, this kid, he is, like, starting to come to you a little bit, and he doesn't even need you to ask him to do it.
Okay, yeah, kid, let's get the fuck out of here. Okay, so
Like,
Jeremy's
man,
not...
What the fuck is that?
Go get up
is
the
that
ladder.
A fucking mummy?
Yeah.
Oh my, yeah.
It's a frat prank. Go get up the ladder.
So yeah, Randy, Randy's or the frat kid starts to kind of like stumble his way towards the ladder. Let's say he's at the ladder at this point.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to do, Jeremy or Mac? Sorry, Jesus.
If Jeremy's not, yeah, that's okay. If Jeremy's not running, I'll pull out my 38 and shoot the mummy and see if it does any good.
Let's say you've got a clear shot right now. So
okay, because I'm hoping since he got knocked down, I'm hoping to have a shot. Yeah.
Yeah,
cool?
and he was able to. Yeah, and let's say that Jeremy was even able to push the mummy away from where you are. So yeah, what's the damage that you do with your pew pew?
It's a fine question. It says 38, 2 harm, close, reload, loud. Naturally.
Okay.
Do I need to roll on that, or did I just get a clean shot?
Nope, it's a clean shot.
Pow kapow.
Yeah, so you shoot at the mummy, and at this point, like the shots are just reverberating throughout the sewer.
Yeah.
But you can tell that the bullet like might have got caught up in some of the bandages. You definitely hit it and did some harm, but it is a little bit tougher than just your regular everyday what have you. Jeremy,
I didn't have high hopes.
The mummy has been shot. It looks like you might be able to maneuver it a little bit closer to the edge to do a push. What would you like to do?
So right now in this situation, there's a kid at the foot of the ladder, Mac not even at the foot of the ladder, and this mummy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. I have to try and push it over the edge.
Okay.
Over the edge was last week.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay.
Make the roll, right?
Yeah, roll for tough.
Yep. 9.
Oh.
9. Okay. Let's say that rather than doing harm, we're just going to borrow some 5th edition kind of level stuff here. Let's say that instead of doing harm, you were able to maybe cross-check it with your sword and push it over the edge. So the mummy goes tumbling down in this, let's say it's like a very angled outflow. So he just kind of goes sliding down, like he's trying to scrabble up, but he's gone and away now.
Okay. Now, I think because I took action and I'm unstable, I take another harm. I think that's right, yeah?
I think so. If memory serves, I pretty much just say when you take harm. I think you've still got your adrenaline running, or whatever adrenaline is inside of an extra dimensional being. And you don't take harm at the moment. But I'm going to cut away from you guys for half a second. And Heart, where can we put you?
Yay!
They're a great band.
Get you in there.
I was assuming that I live in the little tiny rentable room above the Jackalope Brewery. But,
Yeah, let's say that. So you saw that Mac, who you've seen places, and this weird, or not this weird, but this unusually timeless man running into the sewers. A little unusual, especially after the kerfuffle that you heard outside.
I think weird as fail.
Yeah.
She probably heard that gunshot too.
Yeah, and then Hart hears gunshots ringing out. How did they respond?
I'm gonna, put my shoes on and go downstairs and see what the hell's going on. I mean, it's right outside my window.
Okay, so you're going
My
down into
window
the sewers?
overlooks the alley, so yeah.
Sounds lovely.
Okay.
What a view.
Yeah. Hey, when you're hiding out from the law and the mafia, that's what you do.
Okay.
All right, so I will make sure I take my weaponry and head on down there.
Okay. So Hart, you as you're coming towards the sewer grate, this frat kid from the school is like climbing up the ladder, like, holy shit, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? And he just bowls right past you and is just out and away.
Okay. I-
So
Then I guess I'm next.
no, let's so Hart, you go down into the sewer and you come upon Mac, and Mac is standing there, his pistol still drawn. And as you get closer, you look around the corner and there's that weird man with a flaming sword. What do you do?
Well, I probably should like read the situation, maybe. I don't know. I mean,
Ask questions. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll on this one.
okay. What what the hell is going on? I say to Mac.
Perfect.
So, just for background, have you and I talked hard? Like,
No,
have I
we've
just
just
seen
seen
you
each
over the
other.
years, and we keep seeing each other? And so I'm like, of course it's you. Do you know anything about that mummy?
What the fuck?
So that's a no. Yeah, I
That's
think
a
we should.
no.
I think we should probably get out of here
Hell no. I'm
before
gonna
that
see
thing
what's going
comes
on with
back
this.
up.
I don't believe you. I'm gonna go check out this. What the hell is this mummy? And so
It seems pretty strong. I think we should probably leave. And my buddy's kind of messed up a little bit here.
Okay, well, can we go and get him out of the way? And I want to take a look at this mummy, if he's still
Okay.
there.
All right. Jeremy, you all right, man? Should we get out of here?
Not all that well, actually, but we should go for sure.
Yeah, let's get up. And I'm not even sure if to call you dude or man or whatever. So, and you know,
I'm a dude.
All right.
She's a dude. We're all dudes.
Okay, but like, watch out for that mummy. So I'm headed for the ladder because
Okay.
this thing's pretty badass.
The mummy, I do not. Hart, don't go anywhere near that mummy. If you can't anyway, I have pushed it over an edge. For the moment, it is incapable of harming us.
How do you know my name, man?
He knows a lot of crazy shit as I'm climbing up the ladder.
All right, whatever. Let's go because I want to know what's going on here. You guys can buy me a drink.
Coffee?
Oh, shut up.
Okay. Sounds like we're going back to the gravy ladle.
I think so. Yeah. How bad
Well, I'm gonna go get some whiskey.
How bad do Jeremy and I look from the scuffle? Are we gonna look weird coming back into the?
Yeah, actually, I think Jeremy's got a little bit of a head wound going.
He's gonna need immediate attention.
You know,
Yeah.
why don't you both come up to my place and we'll see what we can do about bandaging that wound. I got some stuff.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I just got punched in the nose. I'll meet you right up there. I'll run in and pay my tab, down my coffee, and grab my book, and then go up and meet them.
Okay. So while Jeremy is getting patched up, let's swerve the camera back over to Tatters and Joan. Joan, this is the first time, and it's let's say it's just now 6:30, 6:40 or whatever. And you are in a room with a dead body, the dead body of Dr. Livingstrom, and Tatters is there with you. What do you guys do?
Hey, I'm going to apologize right now. I have terrible allergies, and I'm trying to ride the mute really well as I'm sneezing. But
we all had that.
Yeah.
Let's say Joan's got a cold.
Yep. I would like to take a look around, and I'd like to. I suppose I'd like to try to read the situation and see if I can figure what do I.
Roll for sharp.
Okay. So. Give me a second here, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
So 2d6 plus think my sharp is just a straight roll. No, -1.
You're not the sharpest tack.
No.
6.
I get experience.
Yeah, so go ahead and mark experience. What's again, I recall that there's like very specific recommendations.
Well, if it's like Dungeon World, you get to make a GM move, even if it's not directly pertinent.
Yeah. There's some moves I can hear.
Every move you make.
There's no way I could have.
Yeah, let's go with this. Tatters and Joan, you hear a knock at the door.
Ah, fuck.
Just relax.
I'm willing to let Tatters have the first shot at dealing with it.
Okay. I am going to. I wonder. I don't suppose I can shift. I don't suppose I can shift as Livingstone, can I? Or would that be too much? That would be too much.
You know what? Here, I wanna play it like this. I think you can, but because of how stressful this particular situation is, act under pressure. So that's roll plus.
That's cool.
Yeah, roll plus cool.
Even if I could just, I would just do his voice. I think it would just be his voice. There we go.
Okay, yeah. So you feel like you've created a pretty good mimic of Dr. Livingstrom's voice after having talked to him for so long.
Yep.
But,
so I just say yes.
Sounds just like him.
It does. Thank you.
So there's like a touch of confusion in the voice that you hear, and it's you recognize the voice as Morgan Richards, the administrative assistant for both you and Dr. Livingstrom. And she says, "Dr. Livingstrom, I didn't know. I just wanted to check to see if you're still here. Did you need anything before I left?"
I'm going to say, no, we don't.
Yep.
Say it.
No, thank you, dear. Anything we have can wait till tomorrow morning. All of the posters and paperwork are in order. I have everything I need. You just go home.
All right. Well, good night, Dr. Livingstone.
I thought she'd already left. Okay, what are we gonna do about this goddamn dead guy?
Well,
I can't help feeling we're making this situation worse.
I know, that's what I love about it. We better wait until late tonight and get him out of here.
You know, I can just hex anyone.
But
I could just hex anyone we run into.
Yeah. In the meantime, there's someone I know who might be able to help us.
Who's that?
And I'm gonna text Jeremy.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's pan the camera over across town to the apartment above Jackalope Brewing, where Jeremy, your head wound is getting dressed, either by yourself or maybe Mac or Hart are helping out.
Well, and, I can't lay hands on myself. I require someone else to do the work.
Well, I will. It's my apartment. It's my stuff. I will be doing it. And while I'm doing that, I want to know how you know my name. You can still talk, right?
Yes. I guess. I mean, you don't remember being saved from certain death from the vampire from which you got your book?
Vampire?
wait. Yes, I remember it very clearly.
Well then.
Was that you?
Well, of course it was me. Who did you think it was?
Oh man, I owe you. Yeah, I mean, I'm just patching your head here, but I owe you a lot more than that.
Well, if you say so. But really, it was something that had to be done.
I'm a little stunned by this, but I'm processing, so I just keep, dressing his wound.
Jeremy, you feel your phone kind of vibrate as if it's receiving a text.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Okay, Joan, what did you text Jeremy?
I text, hey, I hear we're in the same town. I imagine that's why I ended up in town was actually to take a look at him. I just text, hey, I hear you're in town. Got something fishy going on over at the college.
Oh, I have something to tell you. Would you like to investigate a mummy on the loose?
A mummy.
I
knew that smelled familiar.
And
that
I'm
smell
going
I
to
picked up earlier.
I'm just gonna text back. Where are you?
I am at Jones with Mac.
Do you say above the? Who's Joan?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hart. At Hart's with Mac.
And I'm gonna look at Tatters and I'm gonna go, Jonah Hart? Does that mean anything to you?
And I mouthed back to you, no. No.
Do you have an address?
All right, table flip. Yeah, of course I do. It's 319278 Main Street because this is a huge town.
We're not going. We're not going over there.
Hurry!
What? We'll lock up the office.
We can't just leave the dead guy here.
Okay. Let's roll him up in the rug.
That smell. I got a smell off him earlier.
Yeah.
And now I remembered it. When you said mummy, the last time I smelled that smell was at the slab bulkhead room at the British Museum in London when we went on a field trip.
I'm gonna say okay.
Fuck him. Let's just leave him here. Let's head over there now.
Tatters. Morgan's gone. You're here. He's here. Is that like the entire department for the night?
It is. Yeah, we're good for the night.
Well, why don't we just have them come over here when they're ready?
Okay.
This will be a quiet, discreet place to meet, right?
I agree. Let's do that.
Then I will text back and I will say, it looks like we're investigating the same thing. You guys should come over here when you can.
Okay. That sounds good.
And that's what I send.
Okay. I'll use my keen eyes and have another look around.
Now, so I've got this mental image now that Calm Tatters is just turning into all these different dogs that you're showing us. This is a weird. This last dog.
This last dog is the one I want to stick with.
Okay.
That's a good Irish black mutt.
Okay. Let's say that we are all gathered in Dr. Livingstrom's office just to kind of get everything.
How big is this office?
Well, it can hold 6 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, Jeremy, let's resolve your wound. If memory serves, I can keep you at 4 harm, but you're stable, right?
Well, I was going to want to check that out, and if it requires more medical attention, I was going to offer that.
I mean, right now I don't have any record of how much I am healed, if at all.
Okay.
So I'm unstable and dying is where I'm at. So like I said, I need actual healing stat.
Well, I've got that.
For now, let's say that the attending to the wound makes it so that it's stable. So I'm not going to pop on an extra harm for funsies at this moment.
I will still like. He's actually saying like I should go to a hospital. like seriously, he's nearly dead. I don't know how to describe this.
Are we in the same room?
Yeah.
At this point.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. I sit him down and I open up my medic kit and I do a roll here.
Okay.
So I roll. Six plus. There you go.
Roof.
Holy cow! A 12.
Plus 3? Holy crap.
Yeah, I took that as one of my
Nice.
so what happens on that is the patient is stabilized and healed of 2 harm.
Ooh, nice.
That's very good. All right, I can operate now.
Okay.
Okay, I want to say, what the shit happened to you?
Well, there was a mummy. These are tough bastards.
Can we determine if there was a mummy in this room too? Who's got a good sharp?
I do.
I
Mine's
Hey,
terrible.
can I make a
Tatters,
connect?
why don't you give Jeremy a sniff?
I give Jeremy a sniff. Well,
Yeah,
then
he's
He's been in
not with the
contact with
mummy.
the mummy.
okay. I'm gonna shift back to dog then.
By the way, everyone, tatters can turn into dogs.
Yeah,
Yes,
I knew
that.
I knew that.
I'm gonna shift back into a dog, and then I'm gonna have a good sniff to see if that's
Yeah.
the same. To see if that's the same smell. So that is and what was it? What do I get?
I'm not going to make you roll for it. It's the same smell.
Oh, it is the same smell. I knew it. So okay. So this guy's being killed by a mummy.
A mummy or the same mummy?
Well, let's hope it's just one mummy.
Okay.
There's just the one mummy.
I assume it's this Menedemus.
Yeah.
What?
I
What's
guess
the name
the
of this
poster says he's coming, but I guess he's arrived early.
What's the name of the mummy?
Oh, actually,
Menedemus.
Nicodemus?
Menedemus.
Mechademus.
Macadamias?
Menedemos.
Tatters.
Menedemus.
Tatters, let's say that you actually know that Menedemus has already arrived. This was actually a little bit of a hush-hush thing, but about 3 or 4 days ago, the shipping crate for Menedemus arrived really unexpectedly. So Menedemus has been put into storage in the catacombs beneath the library.
Hold on. What? Well, clearly
Of
we are
course.
going to the catacombs beneath the library.
Well, I think we're tracking it the wrong direction if we do that.
We know what's going to be in the crate. We don't even, or what's not going to be in the crate. Do we even want to bother going there?
I guess it doesn't hurt.
Actually, it's not going to
We've
hurt because
got
there may be a
time
clue.
before we
Yeah.
need to smuggle this body out. So
Well, quick question: have anybody left fingerprints around in this room? Do we need to tell the police that there's a dead guy here?
Don't call the police.
I flash my badge, and I say I am the police.
I mean, kind of, sis.
Well, let's get
your
the-
Forest Service.
Oh
I
shit!
say-
That doesn't really count, does it?
Oh,
Like you always say, you're a cop, but
that's true. As soon as I take care of Jeremy, I'm gonna take Mac aside and be like, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
I'm a
Like-
cop.
like maybe if like he was killed by a tree, you'd have jurisdiction or something. I don't know.
Damn it! What the fuck are you doing here?
I saw this mummy. Did you know I was in town?
Yes, just go home.
No, it's good. No, Jeremy and we were fighting this mummy.
Wait, you know
in the
Jeremy?
store. Yeah, Jeremy.
How do you know Jeremy?
Mac is supposed to be here.
Yeah, I just kind of like point my thumb toward Jeremy and nod. Yeah.
Okay, who's gonna go? Are we
And
all gonna go?
I'm at absolutely a loss for words at this point.
Okay.
What about
who-
these catacombs? Are we all gonna
Well,
go, or just?
Well, apparently I am too. I mean, does anybody? Are we going to address the fact that the love of my life is in this room and the guy who tried to kill me?
Personally, I'd rather just go check out the catacombs.
Tatters would.
I have zero interest. I have zero interest in you humans' love of your lives.
Yep. All right. This seems like some human stuff. I'm gonna go do the other thing. All right.
That's a terrific gif.
Let's go down to the catacombs, and it's yeah, and these are old tunnels that had some kind of purpose beforehand, but that purpose has long since been relegated to history, and the specter of convenience has sort of visited upon these catacombs the dubious distinction of now just being where like extra chairs are kept and some desks. It's just kind of a storage area. There is a little bit of a lockup cage, and Tatters, you know that cage is where the shipping crate that had the sarcophagus for Menedemos was in.
Yes.
And you go there, and sure enough, the shipping crate, the wooden slat is down on the ground, and the sarcophagus has been opened, and it is empty.
Okay. Well, Jenny's the oh god, no, wrong game. Do we have anyone who can interpret the sarcophagus or examine the sarcophagus? Do we have anyone with a knowledge of Egyptian hieroglyphics? Would that be me?
Yeah, I think that would be you, sort of, kind of, and I'm going to leave it up to you to decide whether or not Tatters would know how to read hieroglyphics.
He's real old. I'm gonna say yeah. I'm still gonna want to investigate. I'm gonna want to investigate the sarcophagus.
Okay. Tell you what, let's have you roll for sharp, please, to investigate a mystery.
Man, I'm getting good rolls.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
9's pretty good. So you have hold 1.
That's a 9.
Sarcophagus, and
combined with the journal, are we going to glean anything from this sarcophagus?
I was as that was happening, I was gonna show Jeremy the journal.
Okay.
Okay, so Jeremy, this journal belonged to Dr. Livingston. You probably don't need me to describe what the journal is, right? Jeremy, do we still have a danger?
Sorry, what was that? Please repeat.
Sure. So your Jeremy has just been handed Dr. Livingstrom's book of paranoid secrets and what have you.
Yeah.
And I want to know if we can glean anything between my examination of the sarcophagus and your examination of Dr. Livingstrom's notes.
Okay.
Should I roll to do that?
So don't worry about rolling anything because we're still resolving Calm's investigate a mystery roll. So I've got a list here of questions, Calm, that you can choose from. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it?
Where did it go? What was it going to do?
We should find this thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a where did it go? Because it had to. It had to get to the alleyway somehow from here. It had to get out of here somewhere.
Yeah.
And it clearly just didn't leave through the main exit. So let's go with that. Where did it go?
Okay.
Can we glean anything here?
Sure. So I'm going to give you two things. The first thing I'm going to give you is we didn't really resolve the fact that you can read Egyptian hieroglyphics, I'm realizing. But you read the hieroglyphics on the sarcophagus, and you kind of glean really briefly that Menedemus was some sort of sorcerer, had some sort of power, and his entombment into the sarcophagus after being embalmed and what have you appears to have been some sort of ritual to live a life beyond death. And so you get that from there. As you're looking around, you kind of think about the fact that you still got that scent that you think that you might be able to track a little bit, and you use the knowledge of that scent to follow a short pathway along the catacombs that leads to a grating that as soon as you uncover it, you realize it leads into the sewer system below Towson.
Okay, good.
Well,
That explains how the mummy came to attack a student near the bar and where we found it.
but how do we find it again?
Oh, well, I know where I pushed it.
I guess I could shift to a dog again, and I could lead the way through the sewers.
Oh, why can't you be a fish or something?
Because I do dogs and cats. Give me a break here. I could be a goat.
Can I ask a question about the sarcophagus?
Yeah.
I just want to look and see if it looks like if it was busted open from the inside or if somebody pried it open from the outside. Like, did somebody help it get out?
You know what? Can I have you roll sharp, please?
I will roll sharp. 9er.
Nice, very good. So it looks like that this shipping crate was opened. In fact, you see there's a crowbar that was tossed aside nearby.
So somebody opened the shipping crate, but the sarcophagus doesn't look like it was pried open? Like, because they could have just unpacked it. Like, that isn't necessarily suspicious.
I see what you mean. Yeah. I'm not really sure if there's a way to tell if the sarcophagus was open from the inside or the outside.
Gotcha.
No, yeah, let's go with this. There's a you see on the ground that there is a seal of some kind that was broken, that you assume, like when you put the pieces together, it almost looks like it was kind of a lock on the sarcophagus's lid. That has just been that's been popped open. What for clues?
I got a raging clue over here.
So Mac was able to intuit that the sarcophagus was broke open from the outside.
All right.
So
somebody knew this thing was coming and maybe opened it up and broke the magic seal that kept it inside. That seems kind of bad.
You know what? His Livingstrom's TA was trying to get back into the school while I was waiting for Joan to arrive. That Shepard Hendricks. I never liked that kid.
Or did the
Morgan
just make Livingstrom open the sarcophagus and then kill him? I suppose then he probably just would have killed him right here.
Yeah.
I do want to pause real quick and check in with everyone. It is 9:00 currently. Do we want to keep going, or do we need to?
Can we at least get as far as because you mentioned it about 5 minutes ago and we haven't gone back to it. So I've been handed the journal.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm going to read through it.
Okay, Jeremy, I think that when you're reading through the journal, you get a lot of the same. You don't have a lot of time to focus on this right now, but you feel like if you had some more time to really sit with it, maybe once when all this is resolved, there might be some more specific information that you can glean from it.
Nothing pertinent to the current situation we're in.
Nothing pertinent to the current situation.
Okay.
There's an oblique reference to the Menedemus display as possibly being interfered with, but it's very vague and it doesn't look like it has a lot of supporting evidence.
But
Based
there are
on the
no
overall tone, it looks like it's just an assumption of a very paranoid man.
there are no like symbols and diagrams or whatever in this journal. It's just
Let's say that there are, but I don't really have that information necessarily yet. There's some
okay.
there's some
Okay.
scribblings here and there in the margins.
Okay.
So what do we do? Do we first of all, what do we do about what do we do about Livingstrom? Do we just call the police? Do we let Morgan thinks she spoke to him, our administrative assistant. So we could just leave him here overnight.
I think
and
we leave him overnight. I think that this mummy has attacked someone very recently, and there's no reason not to think they're going to keep going. I think we need to get on it post haste.
I
So
know
do
the
we-
methods of the police. I am aware of them. And it sounds like you two will be implicated as persons of interest.
I'm
Not me.
a federal officer. We're going to be fine.
I'm a poot. I'm a poot.
I could pull rank over these podunk
I do not
county
want,
cops.
I will not be present when you call the cops.
I'm a puka. No fingerprints. I'm not leaving it. I'm not leaving human traces.
I am a federal agent pursuant an investigation.
Yep.
Which means you will definitely be a person of interest.
They can talk to me. That's fine.
Okay. So long as you're aware of this.
Well, in which case we should probably then just call the police.
That is my
Okay.
point exactly. That seemed to
Yep.
be the right thing for you humans to do. Otherwise, it's more complicated.
Well, I will call as we track.
Okay, so are we heading down the grate? Back into the sewers?
Yep.
I
Please
would
say
sug-
yes.
All right.
Can I ask for a bit more healing? I don't want to run across that thing again.
Yeah.
I can medic you again, I suppose.
That would be very
Uh,
helpful.
This
Yeah,
angel
so-
sucks.
So yeah,
Okay.
I will as
If it wasn't for
I
my armor, I literally would have died in that encounter. Like, that would have actually just killed me straight up. So, yeah.
Mm,
I don't suck. I did what? I did a minimum of 6 harm to it.
yeah.
So,
Hart, you have a little
you
bit of
go.
a realization. Wow.
Wow.
fantastic.
What
I'm
do I have?
perfectly healthy.
okay.
So, Hart, you
Oh.
have a little bit of a realization. You have very recently gotten into the business of monster hunting. And one thing that you've kind of learned lately is that most monsters tend to have a very particular weakness or sort of set of things that you need to kind of keep guard against that's kind of tied with their motivations.
Mhm.
And you maybe have the sense that that doing a little bit more research about the creature might be warranted before trying to track it down again.
So shall I try to manipulate's kind of the wrong word, but maybe I could strongly suggest that we don't go after the mummy right now?
I'd agree.
Yeah,
I'm
a bit of
prepared to
research wouldn't
come
hurt.
down. You probably want to tool up too.
Yeah, it's
Right.
not often that I am met with that kind of resistance. Let me be honest. I'm no slouch when it comes to fighting monsters, and this thing was tough.
Okay, well I didn't even have to roll for that. God.
Sometimes the right move is just the right move.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just call the police.
All the police to keep things as uncomplicated as possible with regard to Dr.
Joan and I should just do this then.
Yep.
And
Yes, please,
you
I'm-
guys should
I'm
just
going
go
back
to your various places.
Mhm.
Yep.
I help do research too.
Yes.
I would
I
like to
will,
determine how natural it is for mummies to exist. I am
And
skeptical.
I'm gonna call some people.
So
And,
Yeah, I'll hit my zine, see if there's any good material in there.
Okay.
I'm going to turn the journal. I'm going to make sure Jeremy still has the journal, and I'll tell Tatters not to mention that to the cops.
Okay.
The journal disappears.
Oh yeah, it goes into your
Yep.
magic pocket.
Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna just really quickly resolve calling the cops as you get. So was it Tatters? You were calling the cops for the dead body.
Let me
Yes.
call the cops,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay, let Joan
Yeah.
do it.
and I'm gonna federal agent it, and yeah.
So
Actually,
guess how
just
do
a
you-
second, I'm not going to call some people. I have a grimoire. I'm going to go read that.
okay, perfect. So what do you, Joan? What do you what? How does that call go? Like, what do you? What do you say?
I call 911.
Okay.
And I say, "This is Federal Agent Joan McLean. I have a deceased individual at the history department. Blah 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 blah."
And the dispatcher says, "Okay, well, it goes through the song and dance of asking you details, but there is a person on the way."
Okay.
And unless there's something specific that you want to ask the cops, they are just going to basically begin their investigation into the murder of Dr. Livingstrom. You get the sense.
There's nothing in particular I would like to ask.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and it's.
And I assume I'm just going to be questioned as the person who found him.
Yeah, and I guess that was okay. So yeah, and so you're questioned by Grant Hendricks, who is the sheriff of Towson, and
Ooh.
he is Shepard's.
Would he be Shep's father?
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's a pretty friendly guy. He is really shocked and dismayed about the death of Dr. Livingstrom. But he asked some questions, and let's just do that.
Tatters tries to feign concern.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Eric was fine, as humans go, but
Okay, Jenny,
you're a very fragile group.
Mm-hmm.
So Hart, you. So it sounded like I had three people doing some research on mommy stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's start from the top and just go down. Hart, you were consulting your grimoire, correct?
Yes, to see if there's anything in there about mummies.
Okay, so consulting the grimoire, let's just make a custom move here. Let's say that the way that you do that is you roll plus weird, and on a success you get to learn a thing, but there's some possibly weird bad side effects that could occur as well.
Excellent.
Okay, well, I've only got I got a -1 weird, so we'll see. But with the art says in the book it's forward to use magic. I don't know quite what that means.
Essentially, you can cast magic using the grimoire, which use magic is its own move with its own kind of stuff to it.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with this.
No, for this, let's call this move consulting the grimoire, and you get to just ask a question and.
All right, hold on.
Give knowledge or can do some bad stuff. Okay. So the question that you asked, what do you ask the grimoire specifically?
I specifically ask. Okay, let me think here. I'm trying to decide between what is the mummy's purpose and how do you vanquish it. So I guess I don't know. I feel like Jeremy and Mac would be able to figure out how to vanquish it. So let's find out what its purpose is. What is it trying to do?
Okay. So the grimoire kind of like you ask it this question out loud as if you're like talking to like a home assistant or whatever, and it just like the covers of it pop open really suddenly, and the pages start to flitter, and eventually it stops on a particular page, and you read the entry, and it says that when returning to life, a body will try to recover whatever was taken from it. In this case, you're able to connect some dots, and you recall some like real basic stuff that about mummies, that like there are certain organs that were removed from the body: liver, intestines, lungs, and heart. Or no, not the heart. Heart was stayed. It was the, goodness gracious, liver, intestines, lungs,
Kidneys?
and stomach.
No.
So Hart is able to figure out that the mummy is looking for those 4 things, and it can't just take it from a dead body. It has to be taken from a living body in a ritual.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. All right. That's
Okay,
that's
so
good knowledge.
let's run down to Mac. You said that you were going to consult your zines, correct?
Yeah, see if I can find any good material on and I'm looking for how to like kill a mummy mainly.
Perfect.
Like I saw this thing like I have a sense that Jeremy is actually kind of a powerful being, and to see him get smacked around pretty good like that has impressed me. With that, this thing is not cool, man.
Yeah. Roll to investigate a mystery, please. Roll plus sharp.
Plus sharp, nice. I'll happily roll plus sharp. Tizen.
Nice. Okay, so you get to hold 2 on the investigate a mystery kind of block questions.
What can hurt it? I'm gonna blow that hold right away. What can hurt it?
Okay. So yeah.
Say flaming sword. Say flaming sword.
Yeah. So, and you're consulting your zines. So now I'm imagining like you've got like almost a an archive of what was the name of the magazine?
Cryptid Quarterly is one, yeah. But I feel like that's more like, monster jackalope type of stuff.
Did they have a special edition on a mummy once?
No,
Yeah.
I think this would be I would find this one in Ancient Mysteries.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, good.
And
good
it's not even a quarterly. It's just like when they get around to get off their asses to publish it, it gets published.
Yeah. So you read up about mummies and the kind of the aspect of mummies about them specifically coming back to life. And you read some interesting things, most principally that fire is able to hurt them. Most other things don't seem to have much effect on its body. However, even if you completely destroy it with fire, it will come back.
This is what I was afraid of.
The only way to get rid of it is to return it to its sarcophagus and to initiate a binding spell on the sarcophagus itself.
Binding spell, eh? Okay.
I've seen those before.
All right, I'll hold on to my other hold if that's okay.
Yeah.
But I will pass that information on to the rest of the gang.
Great.
Okay.
How do we cast a binding spell?
You gotta find it first.
It's in a grimoire.
It's not in the journal by any chance.
At that point,
No, but I used one on you. I used one on Matters.
You used a binding spell on me?
Well, it was like a calm down binding spell, yes.
One quick thing.
Okay.
Jeremy, you were also going to look into this, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm specifically looking at how to kill the damn thing.
Okay. Where do you go when you try to figure that out? You can go literally anywhere, right? You can teleport.
I can. I'm going to assume that I've been to the Library of Congress before.
Yeah, I think that's a good assumption. In
And the
fact,
Smithsonian Institution.
yeah, I think you've been to a couple of different of those libraries, and very specifically the secret back rooms. What with the weird knowledge.
Yeah.
This might be a little OP, but whatever.
Right.
Roll to investigate a mystery.
In fact,
Roll
so I
plus
think
start.
you know what? I think I'm going to go to. Oh shoot! Isn't there a Smithsonian about? There's American history. Do they have just a history museum in general there? I can't remember. It's been too many years since I've been in DC. Well, it doesn't matter. Investigate at DC.
Field Museum in Chicago had a mummy exhibit. I don't know.
What's my bonus on that? Sharp.
I remember that.
Sharp is 0. Okay. Ten.
10. Great. So
Hey.
you rolled 2. And let's say that you have all the knowledge that you've read, so that like everyone else has gained so far. I imagine there's kind of like a text chain that now exists between your group.
Yeah.
Fire can hurt it. We need to find it.
Fire can destroy the body. Can anything else actually just hurt it, or is it really only fire?
Fire will get past its defenses.
Yeah.
If you really try to wail on it enough, it will eventually like stop moving around as much.
Yep.
But it's a tough cookie.
Okay.
It's gonna be magic.
So fire, something magical, but really you need to somehow get it back in its sarcophagus.
Yes.
Is there any way to lure a mummy into its sarcophagus? Like, does it want to be there for any reason?
What if we go and harvest a bunch of students' organs and put them in the sarcophagus?
They need to be
Got to
harvested
be
in a
living.
ritual.
Well, they've got to
Well,
be
we could
living.
do a ritual. We could do an elaborate hazing ritual.
King tatters. Potatoes.
What? I'll trade you and I'm not even sure if this is the right way to play this game, but it's how we're going to resolve this right now. I'll trade you the 2 holds that you have on this investigative mystery in exchange for knowledge of a like very specific, like this is what I'm offering is a spell to basically ring the dinner bell in a particular spot for this guy specifically.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Yes.
That sounds
Yeah.
really great. I will totally trade in those 2 holds for
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Nice.
Just because I'm starting to realize that this is not a well-constructed mystery, but okay. So it sounds like we've put together some pretty good stuff. What's the plan?
Well, let's. So, do we have the binding spell?
That we
There
don't,
might-
I don't think. We've got
Can I-
luring.
There
No.
might be one in
So-
the grimoire. There might
Can
be.
Can I meta ask? So the question came up half an hour ago. I can play until 10 at latest. So unless we think we can resolve in 30,
I
this
was
seems
gonna
like
say,
a good stopping point.
I think
I
yeah, we might
wrap
want to
pretty
tap out now.
soon. Yeah, I think this seems like a good point where we come back with and come up with our plan.
So the one thing I might want to do here real quick before that, just because it relates to everything else we're doing, is I would call the agency for any information they have in their archives.
Oh yeah, good call.
Okay. Roll plus sharp.
I roll
That's
plus
really good.
sharp, which is a -1, I believe, which means this will blow up in my face. Okay.
That means getting experience.
Yep. Which I can use to up my sharp. 5.
So yeah,
So,
okay. Here's.
Let me tell you. Oh no, it doesn't. Out of miss, you screwed up.
Yep.
Okay.
You screwed up. So here's.
I've gotten a lot of experience.
Here's what happens. You mark experience. But you call into the agency to try to get more information, like regarding mummies or what have you. Was I right? You have some.
I have
Some
hostile
visual
superiors.
Yeah, so you've got this one particular boss. Let's name them. Let's name them Connor Moss. Connor Moss. When you initially call in to Forestry Department, Forestry Service.
Yes, Forest Service.
Forest Service. Okay. Sorry, I'm just making an NPC on the sheet now. He hears that you're making an inquiry, and he takes the time to immediately get on the phone and say, like, uses up that time to just berate you for being incompetent, not knowing about this kind of stuff, and he takes the time to detail everything that you've already figured out so far, and then hangs up the phone right in your ear. You kind of get the sense that he might be a little more like active about being shitty towards you.
Okay.
Okay, but it does sound like we're probably going to call it for the night.
I have a suggestion. Then I would suggest that Tatters would research this dinner bell spell by consulting his many centuries of tomes and whatever, which I believe would fall under this big magic thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so perhaps Tatters and Hart would be would go away and research this and
Perfect.
see if we can come up with this Deus Ex Machina spell.
Yeah, seriously.
Tatters and Heart sounds like some bad British rhyming slang, like Cockney rhyming slang.
Tatters and Heart? It does.
Tatters not, mate.
Oh, somebody! Oh, the stink in here. Somebody let it Tatters and Heart. He means well, but he's not very Tatters and Heart.
Okay, let's go through the end of session experience thingy.
Okay.
First question: did we conclude the current mystery? No, we did not.
Negative.
Did we save for someone from certain death or worse?
Yes.
Yes.
I think the frat kid.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Did we learn something?
Good job
new?
on that. That was fun.
Saving a frat kid. It's very unrewarding.
And that kid's just going to go on to, date rape somebody. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
We'll use him as bait in the next session.
I'm sure he's part of the change the mascot to
Studebakers.
Go Bakers.
Go Bakers.
Go Bakers. I love it.
Did we learn something new and important about the world?
There are mummies.
Yeah, there's mummies.
I know what you're getting at. I don't think so, actually.
No.
All right.
Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters? I'm also going to probably say not really in this case. But that's okay. We got at least one yes answer. That means everyone marks one experience.
Hey!
Oh, cool.
Okay, and then we will meet here 7 o'clock next week. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan to me.
I mean,
All
you
right.
say poorly designed mystery, but this was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I agree.
I'm glad. A lot
I
more
think
than
this.
what
I think the
I
game
thought
is
it would
just.
be.
I think the game is just delightful. It's a delightful game.
Yes, this was a blast.